Good afternoon. Here is the national news from BGI TV Current. I am Mulwiri Rabila Lawal. First are the headlines. Tinubu approved return of NEMA. Urge commission to VP's office. Ogun resident will enjoy dividends of democracy. New speaker Oluomo. Oba of Benin blasts ex-minister Agba for performing below expectation. And on sport, Super Eagles lack tactical play against Sierra Leone, Ikana. Now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the return of National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to the Office of the Vice President for Supervision in compliance with their various establishment acts. The President also approved the return of National Art Commission of Nigeria, NACON, to the Office of the Vice President. Mr. Olushola Abiola, Director of Information, Office of the Vice President, disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday in Abuja. More so, Tinubu approved a formal structure for the Office of the Vice President as well as an appropriate number of technical and administrative aides that would work with the Vice President in charge of his responsibilities. Moving to Ogun State. The newly elected Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Mr. Olakunle Oluomo, has promised to ensure an effective welfare package for the people and the development of the state. Oluomo, while responding after his inauguration as the 10th Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, assured the people of the state that the legislature will make laws which would greatly benefit the state governments and growth and development. I won't take support for granted. I appreciate all members for the opportunity. We shall run one out that will bring dividends of democracy to all the nooks and crannies of the state. We shall work together for the progress of the state. We shall work with the executive without compromising the issue of welfare of people and development of the state. Oluomo was re-elected Speaker unopposed after he was nominated by Mr. Musefiu Lamidi, APC, Ado-Duota II, and the nomination was seconded by Mr. Ifedolapo Owode, PDP Ijebu East. Similarly, Mrs. Latifat Ajayi, APC Yewa South, was unanimously elected the Deputy Speaker following a nomination by Mrs. Oluwayemisi Bakari, APC Ijebu Ode. A nomination was seconded by Mr. Olusegun Kaka, APC Ijebu North. From Ogun to Edo State. The Oba of Benin, Oba Ewuare II, has expressed total disappointment over what he described as a lopsided representation by the immediate past Minister of Budget and National Planning, Clem Agba. In a statement in Benin by Iguaboro or Sagbo, the monarch's chief press secretary, the king noted that while in office, the ex-minister failed to extend ministerial benefits to Edo South and Edo Central senatorial districts. According to the statement, he expressed the disappointment while responding to the minister who was on a thank-you visit to the King's Palace for the role the monarch played in his appointment after as a minister by the then President Muhammadu Buhari. The Benin monarch noted that having benefited from the goodwill that led to his appointment, Mr. Agba should have reciprocated the kind gesture to the entire 3 senatorial zones of the state rather than engage in politics of disintegration. Oba Ewuare advised all Edo indigents to use their good offices to attract development to the state and to better the lot of the people. He said these elsewhere minister performed below expectation. From Benin to Kwara State. A 57-year-old woman, Mrs. Jamil Shakirat of Iliagunko compound, Data area of Ilorin, Kwara, has reportedly fell into a domestic well and died. The incident occurred on Monday evening in Ilorin, and the disease was recovered by the brigade of the state's fire service. A report said the woman had gone to fetch water at a well when one of her legs suddenly slipped off the ground, causing her to fall into the well. This contained in a statement issued in Ilorin on Tuesday by the head of the Department for Media and Publicity of Kwara Fire Service, Mr. Asen Adekunle. Adekunle said the fire service was called on to the scene on phone by a resident in the same neighborhood. Immediately the incident occurred. In case you're just joining, you are watching the national news from BGI TV Current, and from that story from Ilorin, we go to the sports story to end the national news. Former Nigeria international Kadiri Ikana has said The Super Eagles lacked tactical play despite their 3-2 win against Sierra Leone in Sunday's 2023 African qualifier. The Eagles booked their place at the next year's tournament following the fourth win against the Lone Stars of Sierra Leone. A brace from Victor Osimhen and a late goal from Kelechi Iheanacho sealed the win for the Eagles. Despite the win, the 1980 AFCON winner were the Green Eagles, now Super Eagles, credited the players and not Pesero for the win. The players just made sure they get victory. That's the only thing I see because there was no tactical play in the team at all. Ikana, who won 2003 CAF Champions League title with a yimba of our said this on the radio program. Everybody wants to win. The players want so. I give the credit to the players, not the coach. Ikana added that he will prefer an indigenous coach for the Super Eagles. I think an indigenous coach will pay us better than bringing in a foreign coach that is not reliable. I have said that before, and I prefer a Nigerian coach anytime, any day. With that sports story, we come to the end of today's national news from BGI TV Currents. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu approves return of NEMA, adds commission to Vice President's office. Ogun residents will enjoy dividend of democracy, new Speaker Oluomo. Oba of Benin blasts ex-minister Agba for performing below expectation. And on sport, Super Eagles lack tactical play against Sierra Leone, former Eagles, Ikana. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, please like and follow the page. For advertisement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Moriwe Rabila Lawa. Good afternoon.